had this sort of entrepreneurial streak going on, but I never really had the courage to go follow through with it. And it was actually when I came to Hong Kong, when I took that step back into business school, I always had the thought that, acting, modeling would be fun for a few years, but, there's a shelf life. And I realized as a girl, as a woman, it's best to have a plan B, C, D, maybe even lined up. So when I went to business school, I started looking around for things I could get involved in. I got really involved, even doing a full-time program at business school with other startups in the area. And then by the time I came out, I worked on 4. So went from like You Bye Bye, which was acquired by Groupon, then Be Crazy, which is now Hong Kong's biggest e-commerce site, and then Glamourbox, which is a subscription commerce, like sort of a Birchbox clone for Asia. And then finally I sort of got up the courage to now go it myself without any partners even. So for me, it was kind of a full circle, like kind of realizing I had that in me and then really just going for it.
In terms of starting your business in Hong Kong, this is where you started with this Glam Pact. What advice would you give in terms of doing business in Hong Kong?
So I think when you do business in Hong Kong, a lot of people forget that it really is, I think a lot of Westerners come in thinking like, oh, this is a gateway to China, or other people come in thinking like, oh, Hong Kong is just a really small market, it's just, several million people, but actually Hong Kong is a really good testing ground and proving ground. If your idea flies in Hong Kong, and if you can keep it sustainable within this kind of market, it's a hyper-concentrated, growth market, your idea will stand the test. It's like a good litmus test. So I think one thing people need to remember when working, when setting up businesses in Hong Kong is that it's really about catering to all demographics. We're a very international city. It runs the gamut from entrepreneurs and students and business people, all different kinds of people, as well as people from all over everywhere. You'll have expats from all over the world. You'll have your locals. You'll have mainlanders. You just have a huge audience. So if you can keep your focus within Hong Kong and then use it as a testing pad and then a launching pad to go elsewhere, it's actually a really, really good city to be a startup in. It's great.